There we are.
Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you all had a super fantastic, sparkling day. Today is Welcome to Before the Dirt Net podcast number 1231. And as you can see, I am not alone tonight, so you don't have to listen to me ramble. We'll listen to Nicole ramble. Hang on, trying to figure out which way to point to your picture. This way.
That's like the scarecrow in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that way. So Nicole, welcome back. Nicole is our cellular health coach who comes in once a month and we talk about health related topics because you can't live your best life now if you're not at your optimal health. And so we were talking about what we would talk about. We're going to talk about the healthy holiday and how, which always, holidays always include overindulging, but also about being kind to yourself and letting go of stress. I'm doing very well right now, letting go of stress.
Well, thanks, Helen. I love coming on, and thank you. I always look forward to the first Tuesday of every month. This is always a second Tuesday of every month.
Second Tuesday. I was going to say, hang on. We're on the second
Wait. So I went away for Thanksgiving, and it threw me off. Like, it really threw me off because I feel like I'm a week behind on everything because, like the holidays for me start at Thanksgiving, as most people, right? Mm-hmm. You have Thanksgiving and then you're right into that holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or, whatever. So it just hops right in. And this year, Hanukkah and Christmas overlap, yep. So for people who celebrate one and or the other, and some families celebrate both, depending on
Hanukkah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on these days. And so, I just feel like I'm a week behind and because I went away. I can promise you I'm never going away for Thanksgiving again. Because for me, it started to make a stressful holiday coming back and not being in that routine. So yep. Stress is a big thing that people encounter during the holiday season. And we need to make it a little less stress on ourselves. There's a lot of things that go on between, like you said, the overindulgence, and then we beat ourselves up, right? So for those of us who you think about, I'm trying to stay at a healthy weight, or I don't want to gain weight. A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, I gained 10 pounds during the holiday season. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks of how to avoid some of that in just a minute. But then the stress of the holiday as well, that actually can add pounds as well, which is not necessarily healthy for you, is the stress, because what happens when you get stressed out is your cortisol goes through the roof. And when your cortisol goes through the roof, that creates fat storage. And so you can gain weight even if you're eating celery when you're stressed out. And so we don't want that either. We want you guys to have a really nice, we're now 12 days before Christmas.
13 days. 12. Oh, yeah, 12 days before Christmas. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, it's the 12 days before Christmas. And then I think Hanukkah, if I remember correctly, looking at a calendar, I think it starts on the 19th or 20th. I would have to look back on a calendar again. So we're right at that week where we're coming into some big weeks for people, right? Yes, and then of course we have New Year's right afterwards. So let's talk about a couple of those things. Let's talk about food. Let's start with food, and then we'll talk a little bit more about stress. So food, we all have. So this week myself, I have a birthday party tomorrow night where I'm bringing a chocolate peanut butter cake, right? Ooh. So I know. Then I have Friday night, I have neighbors coming over for it's not dinner. We're doing more snacks and dessert after dinner and maybe a cocktail with my neighbors. And then Saturday, I have family Christmas. Sunday, I have a breakfast that we're doing with part of the family. Monday night, we're doing Christmas again with another part of our family. And then we're doing Christmas Day. That's a lot of celebrating, right? That's a lot. And we're not the only family that has this going on, even if it's just one day. So here's the thing. We went to a potluck the other night at Sam's cousin's. So for the potluck, I chose to make Brussels sprouts. Now, people seem to love Brussels sprouts these days. I do it with the balsamic glaze. Some people add bacon. You can add all kinds of things to Brussels sprouts. So they're super popular right now as an appetizer in restaurants. So I was like, oh, people are starting to like Brussels sprouts. So I made a big thing of Brussels sprouts, knowing that if there was nothing else healthy at this potluck,
At least you had Brussels sprouts.
I had a pan of Brussels sprouts. But I also made a fruit salad. And by fruit salad, I mean, I just made up cut up fruit, like that kind of a fruit salad, no whipped cream or anything added to it. So again, I knew that there was two things that for sure that I was going to be able to eat and not feel guilty. So if you're going to potlucks, bring yourself something healthy. Now, the nice thing is there was some other people there that were a little health conscious. So, and the hostess made a great pulled pork. So for me, I chose to eat the pulled pork. I chose not to eat bread, right? Because I thought I might eat a dessert, which I eat dessert very rare, but I made a choice, bread or dessert. And I was like, oh, I'm going for dessert, right? And so, like if I had a choice about bread or dessert,
Dessert.
dessert.
Unless the bread's chocolate, and then we're going to have a real dilemma.
Right. And so, it was nice having some healthy options there. It really was. And so that's the other thing. So if you're going to a holiday party and there's dips are fattening, right? Dips can have all kinds of stuff mixed in there, whether it's mayonnaise, ranch dressing, this, that, whatever. And there's all kinds of things hidden in dips. So stay away from the dips and then eat the main course, right?
Unless you made the dip yourself and you know exactly what's in it.
Exactly what's in it, right? So just choose one or two healthy things and then indulge in the other, right? Did I eat? And here's the funny thing. Did I eat dessert? I didn't. All of that, and I missed dessert. But I had plenty of fruit, which filled me up. And so here's the funny thing. They didn't have a dessert that I loved. I was like 60 people at a party, and I was like, cheesecake? You brought cheesecake? No, I like cheesecake, but you can have cheesecake 365 days a year. I was hoping
unless it was Craig's crazy carrot cake cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, or the red velvet cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, or what's the other one? The pineapple upside down cake one.
No, oh, that's one of my favorites. So no, it wasn't anything like that. So it was like, oh, like I was hoping for like some Christmas cookies or some fudge or something Christmassy, but it didn't seem they even had a birthday cake because somebody's birthday was that week. And I was like, I'll pass. And so, but it doesn't mean you should pass on desserts. But here's the thing. During this whole course of the next 3 weeks, just know, if you can't eat, if you're, healthy throughout the whole thing, just give yourself some grace and pick and choose like, okay, well, I'm going to eat some extra vegetables, but then I'm going to have that pumpkin pie or whatever it is, or those Christmas cookies or whatever. So make some better options, better choices, because we don't want you gaining 10 pounds. But I really do believe that you gain the weight, not necessarily because of what you eat during the holidays, because most of us aren't sitting in front of a plate of cookies, eating a whole plate of cookies. I think it's
the cookies over here. You can take there's one problem I have with cookies here in America is that you can, is that they're too granulated. You can still, you got that texture of sugar on the cookies.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even on like their shortbread and stuff. And so if I'm eating cookies or anything like that, I'm going to the world market and I'm going down to their international section and picking out some biscuits. We call them biscuits in New Zealand. Picking out some biscuits that I know are not going to taste granulated with that sugar. Because they don't seem to blend the sugar in very well here in this, or they put too much in it that it can't blend in.
So my husband's aunt owns a cookie company, and they make Italian cookies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so her company went from this little bitty, tiny, business and blew up like crazy. So she is in every Italian deli that you can imagine. Nice. She's now selling her cookies on Macy's. She sells her cookies at Home Goods. And then she also has her cookies. Are you ready? She's like 70 some years old. Oh my goodness. I need to make myself a note. And she's like 70 some. I love how my brain goes. So she's like 70 some years old. And she is, she's on HSN, the Home Shopping Network, and she sells her cookies. And I love these cookies because, like you said, they're not too sweet.
Yeah.
but she has a variety of them. And
Mm-hmm.
so, of course, anytime we see his aunt, we actually get cookies. So it's always like nice. Like there's always cookies at family events because they provide cookies everywhere. So they even brought cookies to our wedding.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
know. So they asked if they could bring cookies and they brought like this huge platter, but it was great because they're not that overly sweet cookie. So I
Mhm.
understand when you say your biscuits aren't like that sugary
Yeah.
granulated sugar. So, but the other thing is, like I mentioned, cortisol. Cortisol is a big thing, and we put stresses on ourselves, and then our families and friends sometimes, not usually our friends, let's face it, our families often put stress on us, or we put undue stress on ourselves, like you know, last minute shopping, trying to decide can we afford presents this year, and what is our budget for the holiday season, and
Mm-hmm.
are we going over budget? So finances create a lot of stress in people's lives, so and here's the thing, the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of Hanukkah is not necessarily about the amount of dollar that you spend
Yep.
on somebody. It really is about, just sharing and letting people know that you love them and you're thinking about them. So,
Totally agree.
it's, I think we get so wrapped up, literally, I like that, wrapped up, our Christmas presents are wrapped, in purchasing gifts. And I think this is a good time to reflect, going, this is about spending time with people that we care and love about and celebrating. Whether you're religious or not religious, we have the commercial aspect and then we have the religious aspect of the holidays as well. And so nowhere in anywhere does it say we have to overspend our budget. And
Mm-hmm.
so keep that in mind when you're shopping. Keep that in mind when you're spending money on gifts for people, because people are on, most families do have budgets. And so, we don't burden yourself and overextend yourself. I was just reading about a lady in a Facebook group that in moms, and she decided that her kids, she just decided have way too many things. And so this year she's giving each of her kids one gift. That's it.
I
And
like that.
she had put away $500, and she has had her children go out and pick gifts for other people, and they're going to go distribute them, and
I
that's how
love that.
their Christmas, because she's like, my kids have everything that they want. They have PlayStations, they have nice shoes, they have jackets, they have games, they have, basketball hoops, they have, and this is what she was saying. And it's like, it's so true that this is, receiving is nice, giving is even better,
I
right?
love the giving part.
And so I love that, reading that, I was like, oh, it just makes so much sense. And so, and how much is she teaching her kids? How awesome is that, right? About
But
that
even
spirit.
looking for stuff around the house, what can you create? Are you creative? Do you knit? Do you crochet? Do you sew? Do you do stuff with wood? And you could hand make. I mean, my dad did wood turning for a while. He's given it all up now. And but he used to do wood turning, and he would turn out these beautiful wooden bowls and things and use them as gifts. And I
Make,
absolutely loved getting his wooden bowls.
and making a meal for somebody.
Yeah, giving them a
And
little coupon. There's your little meal coupon. When you want a free
yeah,
meal, let me know and I'll come over. And this is, we'll work out the menu and work out what to bake and that sort of stuff.
there's so
It's
many
just
things
taking a little creativity.
exactly. And I think that's so important, is like not to overspend and feel stressed about money. Like that's the worst thing, is to feel stressed about money during the holidays. The other thing is the stresses that, like I said, sometimes family members and expectations, or let's face it, not everybody. I mean, like, man, during election times when there's, I've heard of so many families, like during election years where families just don't get along, or during COVID, some people are like, mask, no mask, this, that, whatever, right? And so not everybody in your family always sees eye to eye, or you have that one person in the family that carries drama wherever they go,
Yep.
right?
Every family's got somebody like that.
Every family has somebody like that. So what can you do to avoid that drama, right? So, and we have one in our family, and let
I
me
think
tell you,
every family does.
everybody does. And so a couple of people are already like, in our family are like, oh my goodness, is she going to be there for Christmas?
Yeah.
Right? And the answer is yes. And I'm like, look, if she creates drama, we take her home.
Okay, we're done for the day. Let's go.
Well, she doesn't drive. And so we have just made, my husband and I have made the deal that if she starts causing drama with other family members, one of us is going to slip out for 30 minutes and 15 minutes each way. And we're literally going to take her home. And so that is our solution this year. Like, because we have control of the drive, because other family members don't want to be stressed out. Right.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody in your family like that, come up with a plan on what you can do to avoid some of it. And the other thing is don't buy into the drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't buy into the drama. Just because there's that one person who can create that within families, it doesn't mean you have to buy into it.
Correct.
Right? You can literally walk away from a conversation, or you can simply say, I'm not talking about that.
Yep.
Done. I'm done. I'm not talking about that. And then move on to another conversation, right? So you don't have to have those uncomfortable conversations or buy into the drama, because sometimes that just causes so much stress. And again, what does stress do? Raises your cortisol, which creates fat storage, which then at the end of the holiday season, you said, oh, I gained 10 pounds. And usually the first thing I'll say to my clients is, how much alcohol did you drink? Because alcohol is full of sugar.
Yeah.
That's almost worse than the food that you're consuming.
I drink 0.
And then how much drama and stress did you have or you put upon yourself during the holiday season? Because usually those are the two things, not necessarily all the food, because we eat every day.
Yep, we do.
We eat every single day. So usually it's not like the overindulgence of food, but alcohol, you guys, alcohol is pure sugar.
Yeah.
And you have one drink at a party, and then you have a second drink, and then you might go to somebody else's house and have some eggnog. Eggnog, you guys, is very, very heavy on your stomach. So then you have some eggnog, and then if you add some alcohol to that eggnog, then you're having even more sugar. And so all those little drinks, I only had one drink at the party, but when you add up those drinks of all the little things that you went to, a lot of festivities, all of that sugar can create the weight and that, so that people
We did
are
an interesting exercise one time, because people don't realize how much sugar is hidden in food. And so I was at this, it was a group session on something, I can't remember what it was, but we read out the story and we had like a 5-pound bag of sugar there. And as they read through the story, they said, we had bread for breakfast. That's like 2 tablespoons of sugar. So you'd put 2 tablespoons and you had this big bowl. And we were just like emptying it in a cup, and we had all the measuring devices, cups and spoons, all there. And they go, oh, and we had this soda. That's, a cup and a half of sugar. Boom, put that in the bowl. And that was just one person. And by the end of the day, how full that bowl was and how much had been taken out of that 5-pound bag. That was a real eye opener. That whole exercise of doing that was just sort of like, it's amazing how much sugar we consume in a day when we don't realize how much sugar is hidden in some foods.
Absolutely. There's a lot of hidden sugar. So in yogurt, people are like, oh, I ate yogurt for breakfast. Yogurt has a lot of sugar, a lot of things. There's just sugar added in so much. So if you see glucose or sugar or, anything like
corn syrup,
high fructose. I mean, all of those are just laden with sugar. So we want to try to stay away from those things as much as possible. And here's the thing. I just went on vacation with 8 people, and I survived. I'm not a spring chicken. I'm in my 50s, obviously, right? And we were like, and my husband is 11 years older than I am. So Sam is 67. And we ran circles energy-wise around the other 6 people that we were with, who were younger than we were, but also didn't eat the way we do. So we use food for fuel. And trust me, I love food. Like I am going to make a prosciutto wrapped pork loin for the holidays. I'm so excited about this. I mean, it is something different. It's original. It's going to be totally yummy, right? And so it's like, I love food. I'm a foodie, but I'm a healthy foodie. And so, we just are creative with the food that we eat. And so, but what I noticed is our energy levels are, when you eat to fuel your body, instead of eating all the
For the
processed
sake of
food,
eating.
right? For the sake of eating and eating the convenience foods and eating all, So, oh my goodness, it tastes so good. So in Costa Rica, where we were, we stayed in an Airbnb, and there was a house mother that would come in every morning and make breakfast, and which was
Nice.
really nice. So one of the guys was like, "This bacon tastes kind of funny." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this bacon is delicious." It was smoked bacon, but it was uncured. So, and it had no sugar in it. And that's the kind of
I
bacon I
love the
mm.
uncured meats. If I'm
And
getting deli meats, I want uncured along that thing with no sulfates and no blah, 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 blahs in it.
exactly. And here's the thing, most bacon is laden. It was kind of like your story about going to the supermarket, right, with a thing of sugar. So most bacon has sugar in it.
Yeah.
So, but when you take that sugar out and it's just smoked, I mean, it's fabulous. It's
Oh,
uncured
absolutely.
smoked bacon is fabulous. And so they were like, he's like, oh, like he had no idea. But I mean, my one friend, she brought cookies and candy with her so she could have snacks in her bed at night. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like that. But she's so addicted to sugar that even when she goes to bed, when she wakes up in the night to go to the bathroom, she eats cookies or candy every single night in bed.
I
And I
can't even fathom. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to do the midnight raids.
yeah.
And when I was
But
staying at my grandparents'
as
place,
an
my
adult, I'd never heard
foster
of
sister and I
anybody.
would get up and we would sneak out, and we knew exactly where all the creaky floorboards were. We got to the stairs. You walked down the outside of the stairs to stop them creaking, because my grandparents were in the room next door, walls are paper thin. We could hear my grandfather snoring. And we would get downstairs, and then we would sneak around through the bathroom to get into the kitchen, raid the pantry, and then do the return track and sit there and have our little feast. But that's when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Now, if it gets to 8 o'clock at night, I don't eat unless it's pure protein, like a protein shake that has no added sugar to it. That's just a straight protein
And
shake.
that's the other thing is during the holidays, don't be indulging after 7, 8 p.m. at night. Like try to still eat your meals early. Some people might eat late on Christmas Eve. That's one night. It's only one night, you guys. Or during Hanukkah, you might have one night of feasting. So it's one night. And so give yourself some grace. But the rest of the week, try to eat by 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And make sure to drink water. I think that's a big thing is still making sure that you're getting your water. Maybe the next day, take a walk. If you take a brisk 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk, during the holiday season. A lot of us are still shopping. I'm not, but a lot of people are going to the mall. Take another lap around the mall if you need to and get some extra steps in. Your phones track your phones these days track your steps, or if you have a Fitbit or the watches now, the iWatches or whatever they call them. I don't have one of those. My husband does. But I mean, everything tracks your steps, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many ways to track your steps. So, try to get in 10,000 steps a day. I'm going to challenge you between now, the listeners, to between now and at least New Year's to try to get 10,000 steps in a day, right?
That will be a challenge. Although Zippy won't mind. You won't mind extra walks, will you?
It's not that much, you guys. If you actually have a Fitbit, I do have a Fitbit that I wear at times. By the time you get up and I go to the bathroom, okay, you're going to laugh. I know it's 22 steps to my bathroom, to my toilet.
Mine's one of 3, maybe 4.
Right. So, well, you're in a little space, but but 22 steps. And then if I go back to bed, right?
That's 44 steps.
That's 44 steps, you guys, So, a Fitbit is great. Like I said, I don't have mine on right now, but I do wear my Fitbit. So you guys can get 10,000 steps in. You'll be surprised. I mean, I get 44 just using the restroom in the middle of the night. So
well, now I'm going to come up with a completely different idea for you.
Okay.
You're talking about all this holiday stress and everything else. So one thing that I do with my travel business is that I encourage people one of my things is, are you stressed out? Are you the person that hosts everybody every year? So now you've got to worry about where is everybody going to sleep? Where are they going to stay? How are we going to transport them around? What menus are we going to have? They're going to be here for 5 days. Oh my God, what the hell are we going to feed them? And all of that and then you're trying to get the honey-do list done as well. That, this needs to be repaired. That's got to be painted. We're going to mow the lawns, blah, 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 blah.
Moose ate my baseboards the other day. So yes, I have a honey-do list right now.
So why not go on a cruise ship? Get the whole family together, do a group booking on a cruise ship. They take care of all the food. They take care of the entertainment. They take care of everything. So all you got to do is kick back, relax, and just enjoy that time with your family. And it's stress-free.
I love that.
It's vitamin C.
Is it too late to book a
SPA.
cruise between now and Saturday?
But if you've got major holidays coming up like that,
that's great.
And that becomes the Christmas present. We're all going on a cruise.
We're having an experience. Right?
Yeah, they've got that whole experience, and you've got cruises that will leave just before, like on Christmas Eve, and they'll come back on New Year's Eve. You've got ones that will go over New Year's. I will tell you this: we were on Celebrity Reflection for New Year's. It was 2012 going into 2013.
Was it fun? I think it would.
I have never seen and this ship holds around 3,500 to 3,600 passengers. I have never seen a ship so full of people. There were people everywhere. I mean, it was a great experience, and I'm glad I experienced it. But being an outgoing introvert, I need to have my little quiet corner where I can go. And I couldn't find a little quiet corner on the ship because everywhere I went, there were kids running around. And Celebrity doesn't normally have a lot of families like that on the ship except for during the holidays. And the rest of the time, like when we went to Alaska, I don't think we had any kids on that ship. Well, I didn't see them anyway, because most of them were in the kids' activities area. But, and that's the other thing. They've got the kids' activity area on board the ship. So you drop the kids off there. They go have fun. You adults go over and do your thing. You've got the spa there. You can go and relax, get a massage. I always, always, always recommend when you get on the ship, the first thing you do is you go to wherever the buffet is. Go to the buffet, have that first, because if you're getting on early, like before 12 or around 12, most of the people are going to be coming on around 1, 2 o'clock. So you want to get in and get out of the buffet as quick as possible. You then go up to the top level of the ship, and you walk your way down backwards. This is going to get you 10,000 steps in. Walk backwards and forwards from one end of the ship to the other on all of the public area space ones, so you get to know where everything is. When you hit the spa, ask them what embarkation day specials they have going. I one time got a full body massage, a cranial massage, and there was something done with the feet. I can't remember what was done with the feet. And it cost me $120.
See, yeah.
And I thought, I'm doing that, because if you get that massage on the first day, it will put you into holiday mode, boom, like that. Because normally when you go on vacation, it takes you 2 to 3 days, maybe 4, to get into vacation mode.
Right.
Because you're still winding down from the stress and everything else. So get that massage in on the first day.
And then it's over.
And then you're like, oh, now we've got to worry about, because I think it's like day 5, if I remember correctly. Day 4 or day 5, they start putting in the departure forms into your rooms, and you've just wound down and got into holiday mode. Now you got to fill out the departure forms. So on the first day, go get that massage done, get that self-care portion taken care of. And I tell you, it makes a huge difference on how you experience a cruise if you have a full body massage on that first day.
And a lot of spas right now, if you buy one massage, you get one free, or you get one half off. Use that for yourself. Give one as a gift and give one to yourself. Because there are the people who can't travel during the holidays, right? There's custody issues or this or that or whatever. We see a lot of that these days. And so at least treat yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with buying yourself some self-care. So like I said, I just bought 2 massages and I got one free. Guess who the free one is for? Me. I'm going to use it. So I love the cruise idea during the holidays. That's awesome.
Or going to an all-inclusive resort's another idea as well, if you don't want to get on a cruise ship. But go somewhere where they take care of the food, they take care of it. I mean, they even take care of cleaning up the cabins and all of that sort of stuff. So you don't have to worry about any housework. There's no cooking you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about entertainment because the ship's full of the stuff. You don't have
to worry about your dog eating your baseboards and having to fix it.
Yes, exactly. But it's just it just makes things so much easier when you look. Yes, you've got the stress of making sure you get to the ship on time and all of that, but that is so tiny compared to the weeks of stress that you go through to get the house ready, to plan out the menus, to work on the budget and all of that sort of stuff.
Right.
Just go on a ship, it's all taken care
of. And then
if
you're like me, I have people coming over on Friday and they said, oh, what do you want us to bring? And I was like, oh, well, what would you like to bring? Because in my head I was thinking, okay, today is Monday when this text message was going on, and that's Friday, and I have no idea what I'm making for Friday. So there's people like me as well. And it's not that I'm procrastinating, it's like I just take week by week for me, or day
Yep.
by day sometimes, but there's a lot of things going on in our family, and we've had a few sick people and things happening. So I was like, oh yeah, I have to make something for Friday night. And so I just got a good laugh out of it, because I was like, here, they're all stressed out about what to bring. And I'm thinking I'm the one hosting the party, and I haven't even, thought about it. But I'll get to that on Thursday, because the party's not till Friday night, you know.
And you can even do something like whip up a quinoa salad, which is super, super easy to do.
Oh, yeah, there's always something easy. You guys, that's the other thing, is like, you don't have to make things hard on yourself. You can make things easy on yourself. It does not have to be hard. And here's the best thing right now is the perfect time to use Instacart, DoorDash, delivery services. You know,
I love my Instacart.
Amazon, you know, whatever it is that you need. Some of the most time consuming things is when you're driving in your car to get to the place, and then you're in the place, and then you overspend.
Well, it's not that, the stress of finding the parking space during this time when everybody.
So this is the perfect time.
So I just got it. This just happened on my phone, just lit up, and it says DoorDash spread holiday cheer with a gift certificate.
See,
it just popped up as you were talking about that.
And so, exactly. So this is the time of year. This is a perfect time of year to use these services. Their fees really are not that much, right? By the time you spend your gas and your time, it's definitely, this is the time. Really, you're going to laugh. Because I eat mostly like super healthy food. And so I shop at our Sprouts, because that's what's closest to me. And then, but there are certain things that my family wants. And so we go to the local market, which is our Stater Brothers, is the other closest store. So I don't know if you can see my app here. I'll show it to you. So on my app, there we go. On my Instacart, you can see I have one item in my cart for Lowe's, because it rained and I had an extension cord go out, and I need my lights on my house. So one for my extension cord. Then I have 22 items in my Stater Brothers, a thing. And then my Sprouts, I have 26 items. So I figured by tomorrow morning, I will have my list together for all three. I'm going to hit send, send, send. Within a couple of hours, I'm going to have Lowe's, Stater Brothers, and Sprouts all delivered to my house tomorrow morning.
And the whole time that's being done, you'll get other stuff done that you need to get done.
Exactly. So I'll be able to do
it really is worth
other things.
I mean, when you compare the time that you're saving, the gas that you're saving, the stress that you're saving yourself with the small fee that they charge to deliver that.
Yeah.
It's
And then the other thing is, you know, I had a couple last minute gifts that I had to buy. Just like everybody remembers, oh yeah, you know, I actually misplaced a gift. I'll be honest. I misplaced. Last year I bought 2 gifts for my 2 girlfriends, and I thought I knew exactly where I put them. Well, they're somewhere packed in my garage and I can't find them. So I needed to order. We don't do anything big, just something little. So I was like, oh, so I went on to Amazon and I ordered a couple little things so I could get them out in the mail. So not only do I have tomorrow, I have these, you know, Instacart will be coming. I also, by tomorrow at 10 p.m., I have 3 items that I have ordered on Amazon. And so again, those I'm not, 4. Oh, 5. Oh, see, I don't even know. 5 items. And so, which is great, because those are the last minute things that I needed, even though Christmas is like, you know, a couple weeks, or, you know, 10 days, 12 days away, we've decided. So, but I don't have to worry about shopping and going to the store. So, and here's the thing, none of those are big items except for, you're going to laugh. I'll be honest, here is what's something on my list, because I'm the crazy mom and the crazy grandma. So I have an adult inflatable dinosaur costume coming. So there it is.
That's brilliant. But there's so many creative ways. I mean, have you ever gone onto Amazon and just typed in weird gifts?
No, but now I will.
I mean, the stuff that comes up, it's sort of like, I didn't even know that existed. And it's like somebody's making a mint off this stuff. But it's really cool. And there's so many interactive games that you can get where people are not sitting with a controller in their hand. I mean,
Right.
board games. Pull out a board game during a family get together. Pull out. There's so many different activities out there. There's
Oh,
different things.
I dare you to I'm going to tell every person here other than your 10,000 steps. I just typed in weird gifts on Amazon. Okay, here's what we got. We got a plush banana man, weird stuffed animal doll with a magnet, and it's funny and interchangeable.
I tell you, find that if you just type in weird or random or unusual or white elephant as well, for those that do the white elephant gift giving and things like that, you can come up with some crazy stuff. And if you just want to think like, I'm not going to go traditional on gifts this year, I'm just going to give away wild and wacky stuff. And that's the sort of thing that you can do on Amazon, is go in there and type in weird gifts, unusual, random, wacky, what's the other words? White elephant, that sort of stuff. And you'll come up with some amazing gifts that you can just sort of like, oh, I know who I'm giving this one to. And you'll be like, you're going down there and you're going, oh, I know the person for this one. I know the person for that one.
Boom,
now you've got fun and creative gifts that you've given to people.
If only they did gift wrapping. So I do have an assistant.
They do.
They do. I have an assistant who works for me. And so that's another thing. You guys use a family. Like I like to find the fun little gifts from family and friends. Right. Mm-hmm. And I don't always spend a lot of money. And yes, that is a gift for my son. I'll be honest. That is my gift for my son. My adult son, let me put it that way. He's 35 years old, and that is one of his Christmas gifts, is an inflatable dinosaur costume. I know, crazy, but
hopefully he's not watching this, because then the surprise.
I'll have him watch it afterwards. He can watch the replay, and so and he'll laugh. And so he's getting silver and a dinosaur costume.
Love it.
See, love it.
Yep.
And so, when I'm buying these things, one of the things I don't like to do, and people will stay up till midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, is gift wrap. So if your stores offer gift wrapping, pay the extra dollars to do it. Or like me, I have an assistant, so she knows that when she did foster teen party today for, she works with foster teens as well. So today was their big party, so she was off today. But she knows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that her job is to wrap all of my presents. She wraps the presents. I put the gift tags on, because I don't enjoy wrapping. I enjoy giving. I
love to wrap.
Some people, so therapeutic. But if there's something that you don't like during the holidays, outsource it.
Yes.
Just like your businesses. Like I'm sure, Helen, you talk about businesses and things on your podcast. Oh, yeah. And so if there's something that you aren't good at or you don't enjoy it, right? Outsource that puppy. So I outsource my wrapping, because I would much rather cook all day long and provide you yummy, healthy food and have enjoyed my time in the kitchen and cook and clean. Then I would much rather clean than wrap a present. But some people love to wrap. And so I just outsource my wrapping, and it's great. It's like, so those are the things, like, look for those little things. Like if there's something, when somebody comes over to their house and everybody's in the kitchen and they say, what can I do? They genuinely want to help as well.
Yes.
That's another thing is, you put 4 or 5 women or men, you think women oftentimes, and they'll say, oh, was there something I can help you with? Yes. Can you chop up these nuts, or can you help pour drinks? Or, could you grab the napkins over there for me? Don't be afraid to say no, don't say no.
Have your little list. And if they come in and go, right, what do you like with chopping carrots or grating carrots? That's your job. Go do it.
That's right. Enlist the people that can help you, because guess what? Some of the best conversations happen when you're in the kitchen helping one another. Right?
That's why everybody at parties graduates to the kitchen.
I have a friend of mine.
The guys around the grill, the woman in the kitchen.
I have a friend of mine who's a professional speaker. He is on stages all over the country, right? And he's an introvert. So people assume that because he's so outgoing on the stage that, he's an extrovert, but he really isn't. He's an introvert. So I had invited him to a Christmas party, and we were doing a gift exchange. And so that's a lot of interaction for him. So he said to me before he came over, he literally texted me and he said, Nicole, I'm great at taking out the garbage. I'm great at doing some dishes. I'm great at, getting drinks for people. Give me little things to do while we're not doing the gift exchange where I can recharge, because he's such an introvert. So think about, this could be a gift to somebody as well. So asking this person to take out my garbage when the garbage was full after everybody put their plates in there, right? Was a gift to him. That was a gift to him. So think about those people that need 5 or 10 minutes to recharge. Ask them to take out your trash. I know that sounds so funny, but when you're having these big group things, somebody has to do it, and you can't do all of it. So, think about, for him, that was like literally when he went and took out a couple things of trash, it was his moment to, okay,
I'm one of those people that need that sort of thing. Like, just give me 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes.
You'd be happy to take out the trash when there's a big group of people, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The other thing you can help to reduce stress at meal planning, that is, if you're providing like the main meat dish and like a main dessert and stuff, ask people to bring side dishes. Because that will help as well. It'll help with the food prep, and then you're not having to buy all this food and try and figure out what to do with it afterwards when you got all those leftovers.
And here's the thing: people take pride in their side dishes. Like they do. People somebody's like, oh, I make the best stuffing in the world if they're making a turkey, or I make the best whatever, and people love what they, homemade bread or this or that or whatever. So people love what they bring, and they're like,
I love homemade bread.
They're joyful.
I am a big one for homemade bread. Fresh homemade bread with a slab of butter on top and fresh sliced tomatoes out of the garden.
Oh wow, there you go.
And a little pinch of salt. And
they love to bring. People love to bring their favorite, right?
Yeah. So why not ask, if you say that I'm doing the main dishes here, can you bring some side dishes for the meal? Can you bring some appetizers? Can you bring some desserts? You're done.
Absolutely. And make it easy on yourself. So if you do have that person traveling from, like my family is traveling, from 3 hours away, which doesn't sound much, but when you have little kids, that is a trip, So I'm not expecting them to make anything, but I can guarantee you my daughter will be the first one up from the table, and she will clear that table, and she will take charge of, cleaning up. And so that's a gift to me, because she's like, Mom, you've been cooking, and I love to cook. So for me, giving them food and making food is like my gift to them. And her gift to me is she's always the first one to help clean up. So, when somebody offers, hey, let me help with dishes, let them help. Say yes. Because they're doing it because they love you. They do it because they care about you. They do it not, and don't be, oh, it's my kitchen, you don't have to do that. No, say, okay, yeah, I would love that help, because they're giving to you. And this is what the spirit of the holidays is giving. And it can be as easy as, let me wash a dish for you. Let me help take my
trash out.
Or let me bring a side dish, or, let me wrap.
Let me go walk your dog.
Right. So my dog would be happy if my puppy would be so happy if somebody walked him after a meal. My other dog will just sit and look at you and want everybody to feed her something. She's like, she thinks she's covert in her, because she's so sweet. And then she just sits and looks at you, and then she'll go over to the next person, But the puppy, he doesn't beg for food at all. Well, Dixie doesn't really beg. She just looks at you. And then she's so sweet.
They beg in different ways.
They beg in different ways. And then Moose, he can care less about people food, which is great. But he wants a lot of attention. So if somebody gave him a walk, he would be like, oh, a walk?
Yeah. I mean, just if you're going and visiting at somebody's place, if you're a guest, ask if you can bring anything. If they don't want you to bring anything, bring your service.
Yeah, bring your service.
Bring your service. And come and do an active service for them, whether it's clearing the table, cleaning the dishes, taking the trash out, taking the dog for a walk, entertaining the kids.
And that's a great thing. Maybe know who your hostess or host is, and know their love language, because acts of service is a big thing. Some people, with is physical touch, or spending quality time with them is, and some people it is acts of service. So
if you know they've got an active service, put them to use when they get there. It will help you out and help reduce stress. Oh my gosh, we've been on for 45 minutes.
Happens every second Tuesday, you guys. The podcast is 45 minutes. So we're just going to go with that and wrap things up.
I have so much enjoyed this conversation, and we could talk about this for ages with different ideas, different gift ideas, different ways of celebrating the holidays. If you're one of those people that's like, I really want to go to anybody's place for holidays, then go out of town. It's as simple as that.
Well, here's the
a mini vacation.
You guys, I'm going to tell you this. It's a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody, just yourselves. If you really don't want to go to an event, for whatever reason, you're too tired, you're overwhelmed, you have your own wrapping to do, you have something to do, it's okay to say no.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is okay to say, you know what, Helen, I would love to come, but I just can't make it this evening. You don't even have to give a reason. I just can't make it this evening. I hope you guys have a fabulous time. So it's okay to say no, because sometimes we need that time for ourselves or for the things that we need to do as well. So especially with friends, a lot of friends will pull you at this time of year, oh, let's go do this. Let's go do this. Let's do this. And maybe your family's more important, or you're more important, or your husband's more important, or your significant other, or your dog, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yourself. That's what I said. Yeah, yourself. It's okay to decline a party invitation.
Yeah, you don't have to go to every party. You can pick and choose which ones you want to go to, and and the other thing is, if you want to avoid any party invitations, go away for the weekend.
Yeah.
Treat yourself to a spa weekend or something like that, or
Helen's going to get us all traveling today.
Or take us, have a weekend away with just your significant other. And just get out of town and just have that quality time together with no phones around or no internet and that sort of stuff, and just reconnect. There's a lot of different things. Go camping. We'll
have to have
probably not the wisest idea to do at this time of the year with the temperatures right now. We're getting down to the low 30s tonight, and here in Arizona.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
54 today. I was like, woohoo! I love this temperature. Yes, the windows open. It was awesome. But anyway, we do have to get going. So Nicole, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I love it when you come on. We have great conversations. There's always good topics to talk about. Oh, and for those of you who want to know, this is the vitamin. Remember the talk we did on vitamin D?
Oh, yeah.
This is the one that Nicole sent me, and I had to do 10,000 IUs. Yeah, 10,000 IUs for a month, and then drop down to 5,000. So I'm almost done with this bottle. This is the liquid stuff. Almost done with this. So I'll be dropping down to 5,000. And I'm going back to tablets because I love the flavor. This is a really good flavor. I love the flavor of it. The only problem is that on the dropper, they do have markings there, and you can't read them.
So she's going to the capsules. It's easier.
I'm switching to the capsules, yes, because I could not read the markings on this. So I don't know if I got my 10,000 in a day. I just got 3 droppers in, as much as it would hold, and that's me. I'm done with
vitamin D3 is great for stress. It's great for keeping your immune system calm. So if you're not taking vitamin D3, reach out to me. I'll help you.
Absolutely. And you can Venmo her the money, and she will ship it the next day. You get it really fast. Yes. If she can't ship it that particular day, depending on what time you tell her, like this time of the night, you'll get it. She'll ship it tomorrow. If it was early this morning, it probably would have gone out today, but I didn't tell her till this afternoon. So, but anyway, Nicole, thank you so much for coming on. We truly appreciate it. I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about in January.
I know, and I'm not going to see or hear from your guest until after January. So I want to tell everybody happy holidays. Enjoy your time. Take a little time out for yourself. Sneak 5 minutes to a day, 2 days, whatever you need. And I hope you all have the best New Year's Eve. And I cannot wait for 2023. And I already know my word for 2023 is joy. I haven't even
thought about my word for 2023. I don't even think I have one for 2022.
I literally am going to be pumping joy through everybody in 2023. If it's not joyous, it's not going to happen in my life. And so I'm going to find the joy in every little thing I can in 2023. And I'm going to start now by telling everybody happy holidays. And I cannot wait for January to happen, because it's just going to be joyful. You're going to be sparkly, and I'm going to be joyful.
We just got a happy holidays to Nicole and Helen from Melissa. Melissa and I have known each other for a long time. We did a Disney cruise together. That was an adventure.
All right.
We had 2 guys in the cabin next to us who kept calling Melissa Mum. We still couldn't figure out why, but we had a blast with those 2 guys because they were missing their wives, we were missing our husbands. So we just hung out together and had a blast on a Disney cruise.
That's
was good.
awesome.
It
Well,
was.
Melissa, happy holidays to you too. And thank you for the shout out. Helen, I will talk with you soon. And
Absolutely.
happy holidays, everybody.
And to everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us this evening. Nicole will be back the second Tuesday in January, which will be that's next year. I always get weird in December.
I just had a note. Can I say what I want to talk about? Let's talk.
Oh, you already got worked out what you're talking about in January?
I know. I have a good idea. Let's talk about having a successful 2020, a healthy, successful 2023.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joy, for the shout out too. Happy holidays to you. But we will be back here tomorrow evening with our regular Before the Dirt Nap podcast. Until then, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, konera. Thanks, Nicole.